Hey, what's going on, everybody in the FFBE Global Facebook group, and hello to everybody who sees this video on YouTube as well. Welcome to this week's Ask an Old Mog video, and I want to just go ahead and say that at the time this video is being recorded, the game is on maintenance. I'm actually working ahead of schedule because I'm going to have family in town this week, and I'm not going to be able to sit in the studio on Friday and work on it. And so, barring any new stuff that I really want to talk about, because there's not a whole lot of new mechanics that are coming out in the game this week, and the week is kind of considered by some players to be a dead week. Yeah, I thought it might be useful to think about some things that you might be able to do during such a dead week if you were a newer player. I think most people who think this is a dead week are probably veteran players, people who've been around for a while, people who've completed all the other content in the game. And if you're not really like aware of everything there is to do in the game and you haven't completed everything, a dead week, quote unquote, is actually a really great time to get caught up on a lot of different things. And so I want to talk about that a little bit. Now, as far as like whether or not this actually is a dead week, that's up to you. That really is, because there's actually a lot of stuff to do during a World of Visions event, which is the event that we're getting on Thursday. And I'm going to pop up a card over here that talks about, in another series that I do, what all is going on during the World of Visions event and why you should focus on it, why as a new player you should go in and get the equipment that's part of that event, and the rewards that are part of it. But let's say you are done with that, and you're bored with the farming, or you've completed all the farming to create all the weapons and the stuff that's part of that event, and you're just waiting for the next week's stuff to come out, and not sure what to do. So if you're in that situation, or even if you're like so new that you can't complete this event yet, because so even to participate you have to be at least rank 50, I believe, then what else are you supposed to be doing with your time? One recommendation that I would have for you is farming. Now, farming, oh my gosh, right? Boring, right? But there is actually lots of stuff you can farm. I'm gonna pop up a link right here. This link is on the wiki. It tells you the best places to farm lots of things in the game, not just items. It talks about farming rank experience. So if you want to quickly, for example, get to rank 50 so you can participate in the event, there's a rank experience section that talks about where to farm rank experience very quickly at various points in the game. So like if you're only in chapter 1, there's a good place in chapter 1 to do it. If you're only in chapter 2, there's a good place in chapter 2 to do it. So there are good places to do it if you're interested in it. Or maybe you're interested in farming magicite for your espers, which is really boring, but you can do it. Or maybe you're really interested in farming gil for some reason. There are good ways to do it and bad ways to do it. So definitely check out the best places to farm page on the wiki if you're in the middle of being bored or a dead week, or there's no content for you to do that you can think of. So it's a good place to like kind of shore up your stuff and get what you need to be able to participate in the game later on, or even right now. Like maybe you're at rank 40 and you're like, oh, I want to get to rank 50 so I can participate in the World of Visions event. Go do it. This is a great opportunity to do it. But let's say you're not really that interested in farming and you want to do something else. A couple other things you might be able to consider doing is trials you haven't completed. If you're just getting started in the game, trials are a great way to pick up gear and lapis and tickets and unit of choice tickets and materia and abilities that are just a trial reward. So there's really good ways to get some of that stuff using strong friend units if you need one. Always check out the hashtag #AddMe page for a current place to look for new current friends on this on the FFBE global page. That's the best place to get new friends, as well as share new units that you pulled. Hint, hint. Also, another good thing to try and do in the game is longer quest series. So the Madam's Manor quest, if you look that up on the wiki, it's a very long quest. It can take a long time to do it, and there's a mixed bag of rewards on there. But some of the stuff that is in there is limited to that quest. So like the equipped gun materia, for example, which a lot of people use to run on Sky, very good to pick up there. As well as a handful of other things. Equip gun's really the prize, but it's there. Same thing with the key quest. There are some decent items that you can get out of the key quest, and you can only get them from the key quest. So go and do the key quest. You could also go through the story and just work on grinding your way through to get all the lapis and the rewards from the story. Is it time consuming? Yes. Do you have much else to do during a dead week? Maybe. Maybe not, but those are some things that you can do with your energy during a dead week, quote unquote. All right, I used to cherish this time. Back when the game just started, and it was like King Mog event, raid event, King Mog event, raid event, story event. And it was just like, oh my gosh, is there ever gonna be a week where we don't have something going on? And there would be like a 2-week long King Mog event, and then week 2 would be like, oh, we've already done all the farming, we've already got all the stuff, and I've got nothing to do with my lapis. Catching up on the story. This is what I used to do when we first started out, because events were obviously very, very important, but so was getting all the lapis in the story so you could pull units. So I used to cherish dead weeks where I could just kind of take some time and relax and focus on the story, get trials and stuff that I hadn't worked on yet. So definitely work on those. But I do have even more options for you. Some other things you might have to do is even cutting off my head. You could level up and enhance units that you haven't tried before. You know, maybe you've got units that you've pulled that are Neo Visions or even 7-star units that you just haven't tried before, and you want to experiment with them. You hear they're good or they're useful, and you've never really seen why. You know, here's an opportunity to do that. You know, throw them in the XP dungeon and farm that for XP and level them up. It's an opportunity. It's an option. You could do that. You could look at, you know, try different units that you've never tried before. You could experiment in the training dummy to try and like get practice for like builds and strategies, chaining, you know, timing of like when to use your abilities to try and like max out your damage. You know, the training dummy is a good place to practice that. If you're not sure how to do that, ask me about that in the comments and I'll help you out. But it's really, you just go in the King Mog area of the Vortex, and it's in the Tower of Wind. Okay, or you could also get to know the skill sets of units you aren't familiar with. This is really useful for team building, especially like with the most recent Clash of Wills. One of the comments that I got in my Clash of Wills discussion question was, I don't know anything about any of the units that I have. I just throw all my units in a party and try it out. Well, now's a good opportunity to try to look and see at the units. You know, if you click and hold on a unit's ability, it'll pop up a little window that tells you what the ability does. So it's a good way to get to know your units, is to read all those and, you know, see what works and what doesn't, and what stacks, what doesn't, what works well with this unit. You know, put together different teams, experiment with different gear and equipment combinations to try and find units that can do interesting things. So, you know, dead week or not, we do have a lot of things you could spend your time doing. Or, right, you could say it's a dead week and cherish the fact that you don't have to sit here and grind and grind and grind, because there's nothing to grind and grind and grind if you don't want to. Honestly, even if you do want to farm the World Divisions event, the best farming is going to happen next week when the higher level difficulty bosses happen. You could do all that now and then do it and then skip on it later, or you could like go outside, fly a kite, walk a dog, hug somebody who wants to be hugged, go fishing, feed fish, feed ducks, only healthy things. You could do all kinds of things with your time. You know, anything that brings meaning and value to your life, you could go do that. If grinding an event does not sound fun to you, you know, my recommendation would be, you know, and this is in the video that I popped up earlier. My recommendation would be to get the one really important item that is in there. Maybe 2 or 3 of the important items, but the one for sure, and then go live your life. You know, it's a slow week. Don't beat yourself up over it. You don't want to play hardcore, spend all your energy all the time being super efficient. Don't be super efficient this week. You're not missing out on anything, because we've got multiple weeks to do it, and the good stuff's coming later in terms of farming anyway. If it's a dead week, it's a dead week. That's okay. Go enjoy the game. That's my suggestion. Or go enjoy your life. You know, if enjoying your life is playing the game, then play the game. Cool. If it's not, go do something else. It'll still be here. People come back all the time. I saw lots of posts this week. Oh, I just came back this week after taking 2 years off. Oh, I just came back this week after, you know, I stopped when Neo Visions came out. Cool. Welcome back. We're glad to have you. We want to help you out. But, like, you know, the game's still going to be here. If it's a dead week, it's a dead week. But that's okay. Have fun with it. However you want to have fun with it, I encourage that. That's really what I've got for right now. You know, like I said, I'm filming this in advance, and there's not a lot of questions to ask about because there's not a lot of new content coming out. Or there's nothing really to unveil or demonstrate because, you know, World Divisions is World Divisions. We've had 2 of these now, and I think they're fun and they're pretty self-explanatory. And, you know, go in and beat some bosses up. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a good time with it. But, you know, don't forget that there's other things you can do with your energy if you don't feel like farming this event. There's lots of other stuff you could farm or work on or complete. You know, especially if you're newer at the game and have like the whole game's worth of content to do, lots of stuff you could work on. So, yeah, like I said, that's it. And we'll see you in the next video, which will probably be Tuesday for Tuesday Preppers. If you're interested in that series, that's the other video that I popped up earlier. And yeah, take good care of each other, okay? Be nice, be good, be well, be healthy. Take a deep breath every once in a while. Go outside. Sunshine. It's nice. We like that. It's supposed to snow here this weekend where I live. Ugh. I'm ready for that to be done. Take care.